and we're going to start our show in the Eastern Conference because James Harden is still a member of the Philadelphia 76ers after exercising a $35.6 million option. But the 10-time All-Star, he's made it clear that he wishes to be moved out of Philadelphia. And one of the newest members, Patrick Beverley, he expressed that he wants his former Houston teammate to change his mind. Take a listen.
You have the chance to chat with him. What would you tell him in terms of why?
I love him. James, I love you, bro. Stay. But yeah, James is a really good friend of mine. Really good friend of mine. Our moms are best friends. Me coming into the NBA with Houston, it was me and him 6 years, my starting buddy. So I'm very familiar with James, and I'm excited. I'm excited to kind of get it going.
All right, Ramona, you are plugged in on all things Philadelphia 76ers. So what's the latest? Are we any closer to seeing James in another uniform?
No. Flat out. I don't think they're close on anything. Now, James Harden has spoken to Daryl Morey since the first trade request, and I think there was some cooling off period had gone. Let's let this lie and see how things play out. And they've spoken again, and he still reiterated he wants to be traded. Now, this isn't a demand; it's a request, and I think the Sixers have said, okay, we will try to trade you, but there is no hurry to do this. And I think the Sixers understand here that they have the leverage here. I mean, James he picked up his option. This is a opt-in to a contract, and he's going to be a free agent after this season. And so at some point, he needs to play, whether that's in Philadelphia or elsewhere. Plus, there is a sense that if they can give it some time, and he's cool with his teammates. He's been talking to Joel Embiid. He's been talking to Patrick Beverley, PJ Tucker, that eventually maybe those fences can be mended, and there is a path to reconciliation with James Harden. But for now, he has reiterated his trade request.
Okay, so this is my thing, and I'm going to ask you, Ramona. I don't think there's an issue with the teammates.
No.
I think they let go of a coach, Doc Rivers, whatever people feel about it, that ideally it's like, okay, maybe we can get a coach in here that is a better fit for James, right?
Yeah.
So if there's not a problem with the players, there's not a problem with necessarily the coaching situation because there's been an adjustment, that means that the problem has to go higher up.
Yeah.
And so for me, when I look at this, it's why is James so upset? And there's information that, again, I don't know, you might
I'll just be clear with you. He felt betrayed. Like, he felt like he was going to get a max extension from them either last year and then decided, okay, I'll leave some money on the table. And then this year, when they were not communicating with him before free agency, because they had the largest tampering fine in NBA history, but generally speaking, there was no wink or nod or anything saying we're going to take care of you. He got upset. Yeah, and that's why he opted in rather than let it play out and let him reach a free agency and do the extension.
Yeah, because my thing is this, is that he's left $250 million on the table in the last two contract offers. So then if you're with Philly, and it happens often, people, I don't want to hear any BS. You kind of have these like, hey, we're going to take care of this. Maybe you take care of this. Maybe take a little bit less. Maybe we figure it out. You see it all the time. So what I'm seeing right here is a disgruntled person. It has nothing to do with does he love Joel Embiid. It has nothing to do with does he love his teammates. It has nothing to do with is this the best chance for him to win a championship?
Right.
This has something to do with my money. Where is my money? Where is the money that I was promised? When I took less money last year, that's my phone. When I took less money last year so that we could bring in these players, it was under the idea. Now, did I underperform? Probably, but I was still promised my money, right? I was still, like, Perk gets on here every day and gives us God knows what, and you know what? He still gets his money, and he shows up every single day. Yeah, look at his face. But
you know what? Perk signed a contract in writing. There are stipulations in that contract. That's how the world works. And so, I don't know. I've been through that myself. People tell you something or you think something, hey, get it in writing. Yeah. Get it in writing. It doesn't count unless it's in writing.
For all the historians out there, I want you guys to go and look up Joe Smith. Just Joe Smith, contract, you'll figure it out.
Yep.
Perk?
I know that one.
I know you do.
Yeah. What you got for me, Malika?
Well, I'm just curious. Ramona said that it was a request, not a demand. So at the end of the day, even if it is about money, right, at this point, he's opted into his contract. Do you think Philadelphia is the best place for him to have a chance to contend, to start anew here?
Absolutely, especially in the Eastern Conference right now. And I know everyone is high on Kristaps Porzingis going to Boston, but again, I have to see it. So we don't know what Boston is going to be, But the only team right now that we could point the finger at and say, you know what? That team right now is the favorite of coming out of the Eastern Conference is the Milwaukee Bucks. So if it's about winning championships or giving myself the best opportunity to win a championship, I'm looking at the Philadelphia 76ers. If I'm James Harden, I'm saying, well, damn, I do have the big fella right here, Joel Embiid,
right,
who just won the league's MVP last season. I do have P.J. Tucker here, who's a rough rider. I know what he's going to bring to the table. We have a rising star in Tyrese Maxey. I got my boy Daniel House, who I've been longtime friends with from the Houston Rockets days. We know what he's going to bring. I just added Patrick Beverley, a leader that they need, a guy that's going to bring tenacity and energy to that locker room. I got a new coach, another championship coach in Nick Nurse. Where am I going? And if it's about him getting his bread, okay, cool. Now I get an opportunity to play in Nick Nurse's system alongside Joel Embiid with a general manager in Daryl Morey that we have a great relationship with. Let me go out there and show the world, along with the Philadelphia 76ers, I still could be an elite player in this league and go earn your money that you passed up for the last 5 years.
And Richard, we haven't had a chance to hear your reaction to what Joe Cronin said yesterday.
No, I like him that he's taking a responsibility for it and understand great players come great responsibility. It's like if you have this, you hear teams are on the clock, whether it's Dallas, whether it's Milwaukee, whether it's Philly. And the Portland Trailblazers were on the clock. Their goal was to put together a team that had one of the 10 best players in this league, one of the 75 greatest players of all time in his prime, to put together a quality team, right? He's been loyal to you. Your job is to fulfill that. And he said, look, I don't think we put together a team that are unfortunate. I wish we would have put together a team that would have made Dame happy. It didn't happen. And now they're going to try and figure it out.
And the fact of the matter is this. The longer the Portland Trailblazers wait, the worse it's going to get between them and Damian Lillard. So I'm not telling them to act tomorrow, although I wish they would. But I think they have to get this done before training camp. But because, again, I didn't say this when Richard was on here, but I want his opinion as well as wake up, sit up. I want his opinion as well. Richard, with the young locker room that they have, wouldn't it be best to go into training camp with those young guys with a clear mind, not worried about, oh, Dame is still here, having to address the media and things to that nature, or am I overreacting?
You're not overreacting, because I do remember the Anthony Davis trade and how that affected that entire Laker organization. It was just like a bunch of young players that, had been invested. But this is what I'm going to say. The ultimate, when you're talking about all these teams, last summer it was Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant requested trade. Look at R.C. Clark. Hey, what's up, R.C.? What's up, brother? How you doing?
R.C. just walked into our studio. It's a good day.
Okay, so this is my thing. The Kevin Durant thing, and the thing that I took most from it, and where Kevin Durant gets a lot of heat, but the thing that I respected most about Kevin Durant is when Sean Marks went to him and was like, listen, you're one of the best players in the world. We're going to try and trade you. Right now, we're not getting the offers, and you're too good for us to just let you go. Do you respect that? Just give us the opportunity. And Sean Marks did right by him. Sean Marks got all the stuff that they wanted, and Kevin Durant ended up in a place that he wanted. So, and what I'm saying with Dame, it's going to be a stalemate until the season starts. No team, because when injuries happen, teams fail, all these things happen, and they're like, okay, we need to move. So I think for Dame, I don't think he should hold out. It's not Ben Simmons, but if they need more time and he's got to start the season, look at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant ended up where he wanted to be. It might have taken a little bit longer, but I think it worked out for both sides. So hopefully, if they can't get it done before the season, hopefully Dame takes that idea versus the Ben Simmons.
This is a no-brainer, right, for the Celtics to sign him?
Whoa. I wouldn't say a no-brainer. Okay, this is not Steph Curry. This is not Kevin Durant. This is not a megastar. This is not Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I love Jaylen Brown. But we are talking about $300 million. Yeah. And if I'm in the front office and I'm the owners of the Boston Celtics, yes, did Jaylen Brown make an all-NBA team? Yes, he did. Did he deserve to make an all-NBA team? Yes, he did. But at the end of the day, how do they view Jaylen Brown? Do they view him as an all-star caliber player, or do they view him as a superstar caliber player? This is a lot of letters going out to a young fella that I need to know how they view him. And I think if this get done or when it gets done, it's going to speak a lot about how the Celtics view Jaylen Brown.
What is that face?
$66 million.
Get used to it. That's what these contracts are going to go up
from
This is
here.
what I'm saying, though. Everyone, look. I've always been, don't look at the money that the players are getting because the owners get the same amount of money. It's a 51 to 49% split. So while we might look at Jaylen Brown and see, oh my God, $300 million, well, the owners are making, $300 million on the other side. So I'm not going to argue about this man's money. The NBA came up with stipulations. If you make an All-NBA, if you make this, then your number gets bumped. He's done that. He's been that dude. His number got bumped. So is he a superstar? He is not a superstar. Is he one of the best players in the NBA? Yes, he is one of the best players in the NBA and has been consistent since he's gotten there. Give him his money. Those are the rules.
Give him his money.
Give him his money.
That's the rules. That's the motto here. All right.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.